What is going on, guys? Gray here. Today I'd like to talk about one of the new mythic items that will be coming in update 46. Yesterday, of course, we got the much anticipated patch notes for the test server for update 46. A lot of people are curious exactly how all the stuff in game was going to work with the new item sets. Of course, also the ability to use subclassing and combine different classes in game. The one thing that I want to talk about today was a new mythic item coming to the game, because I know heavy attack builds are a big thing in ESO, and there's a new mythic item coming that I think a lot of you out there will probably be interested in. Of course, it will be a medium shoulder. This is going to reduce damage of your light attacks by 50%. Dealing damage with a light attack restores magic or stamina depending on your equipped weapon type. Gain an additional resource when damaging off-balance enemies and less resources when damaging a blocking enemy. Increase the damage of your heavy attacks by 50%. Heavy attacks no longer restore resources. So this is kind of flip-flop from what you're used to. You're usually, if you're using a lightning staff, for example, you're sitting there holding your heavy attack to gain those resources back. Same with the stam. You're using a heavy attack if you're on a DPS or a tank to get your, your stamina back. But this way, it's going to be a little bit different to the way that you want to play with this, but this is definitely a buff to heavy attack builds. Reduce the damage of your light attacks. Of course, you're not light attacking that much, but you can do a couple light attacks to gain your resources back. But having that extra additional damage to off-balanced enemies and then increasing the damage of your heavy attacks by 50% is going to be big. I can really see this being, personally for me, really good on something using a staff. So whether you're on any type of magic character using a heavy attack build, this is definitely going to be a mythic that a lot of people out there I think are going to use. And I know there's always that kind of conversation in the community. Some people don't like heavy attacks or 1-bar builds. They feel like everyone should use 2-bar builds, with a lot of attack weaving and things like that. But the game has kind of evolved over time now to where heavy attack builds and these 1-bar builds are definitely, it kind of seems they're kind of like they're here to stay. And a heavy attack build with this on it, of course, you wouldn't have an Oaken Soul ring on, so you wouldn't be running a 1-bar build. You actually would maybe using a 2-bar build with heavy attacks. Is going to be interesting to kind of figure out going forward. Now that we can mix all the classes together, I think it might be a bit easier to make a build. The only issue with heavy attack 2-bar builds is, of course, the time in between having to cast abilities, because that heavy attack the heavy attack in general is going to take longer than a light attack or light attack weaving. So the time to cast a heavy attack and then cast an ability sometimes is kind of hard to string together with 2-bar builds. But I think with the addition of the new subclassing in update 46, this is going to be something that's definitely going to be feasible. There's going to be a lot of different heavy attack builds out there, I think, using this new mythic item. Leave me a comment with your thoughts. Let me know what you think. And of course, if you like the video, hit the like. If you have not subscribed yet, please do so. And I'll catch you next time. Peace.